Lazarus episode 13 brought the anime to its final stop. And if you've been riding this train from the beginning, then you already know, it's been a bumpy, chaotic ride. The finale didn't just wrap things up, it rushed to tie every plotline with a neat little bow, all while leaving fans wondering if this entire series was just a flashy, half-hearted attempt at recreating something like the Avengers, but with less heart, less logic, and way less payoff. The show had everything going for it when it started. An interesting sci-fi concept, high-quality animation, a philosophical edge, and the iconic Shinichiro Watanabe attached to it. But none of that really delivered the way it was supposed to. Instead, what we got was a mess of brilliant ideas dumped into a blender with no recipe, shaken up and served cold. Episode 13 tried its best to give us a satisfying ending, but all it really did was remind us how badly everything before it was handled. The episode begins with Axel still caught up in his long-standing personal vendetta. His battle with Soryu is meant to be some big emotional climax, and while it does end in his favor, it's all over way too fast. The supposed deep symbolism of the fight, the religious and poetic meaning, is thrown in as if the writers hoped fans would find depth just because it looks important. But really there's nothing under the surface. It's just style pretending to be substance. Once the fight ends, we get to the real climax. Team Lazarus confronting Dr. Skinner. This was the moment the entire series was supposed to be leading up to. Skinner, the mysterious villain who set the world on fire with his miracle drug that turned deadly, is finally face to face with the people chosen to stop him. And how did the show build this moment? By dumping all the answers on us at once. We learned that Skinner's research was stolen by Inscom and Schneider, who turned it into a bioweapon. The airport massacre wasn't just a tragedy. It was the event that shattered Skinner's hope in humanity. He couldn't believe his life's work was twisted into something so destructive. But here's the twist. Every member of Team Lazarus was at that airport when it happened. They all somehow survived miraculously, and that's why they were chosen to be part of the team. Because they technically came back from the dead, get it? Lazarus. And that's where things start to feel painfully forced. The whole show tries to build itself as this deep social commentary on politics, corruption, life, and redemption. But when all of that gets squeezed into a few lines between Axel and Skinner, you can't help but roll your eyes. This should have been a powerful moment, full of emotion, conflict, and resolution. Instead, it just feels lazy, like the writers wanted to check off all the boxes and be done with it. Then comes the weirdest part of the episode. Abel's big offer to the team. He tells them their criminal records will be wiped clean, and they'll now officially be heroes, who continue saving the world. Basically, you're the good guys now, go assemble. The whole thing plays out like a budget version of the Avengers, except here, you don't really feel the chemistry, the camaraderie, or even the excitement. It just doesn't land. It's like watching a fan-made superhero team that doesn't know what it's supposed to be. The show then moves quickly to wrap everything up. The antidote to Skinner's virus is magically manufactured and distributed globally. Just like that, the threat is over. The world is saved. There's no panic, no sense of global scale, no public reaction. It's like nobody else even exists in this universe except for Team Lazarus and a couple of military officers. The stakes, which should have been sky-high, feel as flat as ever. One day before humanity's extinction, and everyone seems oddly chill about it. Even the emotional core falls flat. When Skinner dies, the most we get is Hirsch quietly visiting his grave. There's no major reflection, no struggle, no emotional closure. We're told this man's actions affected the whole world, but the aftermath is shown with the energy of a post-credits scene that got cut short. It's disappointing because if there was ever a moment to show growth, grief, or some form of catharsis, this was it. And the show completely skips it. Yes, you can argue that the show didn't have enough episodes to explore everything. But that's a weak excuse. The real problem is poor planning. Too many ideas, not enough commitment to flesh them out. Cool moments are thrown in just for the sake of being cool, while the characters, the ones we're supposed to care about, barely develop in any meaningful way. In the end, Team Lazarus looks like a wannabe superhero group, forced together by plot convenience, and trying way too hard to be epic. They had potential. Each character had a background that could have been explored deeply. But instead, they were reduced to being action figures in a soulless setup. No spark, no real connection, just edgy lines and action scenes. So what was Lazarus really about? Redemption? Justice? Saving the world? It could have been any of these. But it ended up being about a bunch of underwritten characters racing toward a finish line that felt like it was drawn in at the last minute. All that talk about second chances, humanity's survival, and the sins of science, reduced to a few rushed lines and a conveniently happy ending. Lazarus episode 13 wanted to close the show with a bang. But instead of fireworks, it gave us a tired sigh. It's frustrating because the series could have been something great, but instead it tried to do too much too fast and ended up saying nothing. Now that it's over, the only thing most viewers can agree on is that it felt like a giant missed opportunity. If Lazarus does come back with a second season, it needs a complete overhaul. More character development, a tighter script, actual emotional stakes, and less pretending to be something it's not. Because right now, Team Lazarus isn't the savior of humanity. It's just the ghost of a better story that never got told.